with Bright Network over 5 years ago to find out more about the in-depth research that you were doing in the industry and to see how Clyde Co could get ahead of the game with implementing some of the findings that you found.
Yeah, and the research was telling us so often that it was underrepresented demographics, so those that were perhaps from a more socially mobile background or those that were from ethnic minorities that weren't as represented in the senior leadership teams at law firms, that felt really a lack of confidence in terms of how they could go on and apply. Did they have the skill set that those law firms were looking for, or could they really showcase themselves if they didn't have the knowledge of, for example, their parents that have worked in law firms, or that network that some people might have. And that was what our research was telling us time and time again, was that there was that kind of perceived barrier, I guess, to those students in terms of getting into the law industry.
From our findings from the focus group and the research, we wanted to tailor a campaign that really addressed those issues. So we looked at doing academy modules that supported students to upskill before they approached a law firm. We did a coaching program, and we did some really targeted kind of marketing to those groups to make sure that we were positioning Clyde Co as a firm that was supporting those individuals.
Yeah, and that's what helped us shift the dial really, and to enable people to apply to Clyde Co and make sure that it was an inclusive environment, and ultimately to meet the needs of the business and what our clients want.
Yeah, actually I think it went so much further than just Clyde Co, in fact, didn't it? Because the students that we've supported through those academies, through Internship Experience UK, with you kind of leading on the law modules there, and all of the work we've done in terms of that upskilling piece has actually been about supporting thousands of students. And yes, it's great for Clyde that you're able to get more brilliant, diverse students through the door and performing brilliantly and kind of joining the firm, but actually it's increased the core confidence of students across the board, and so it's so nice to see that kind of wave effect as it goes out into the industry as well.
Absolutely, and I think as a recruiter you're just enabling and upskilling students to secure a role, whether it's at Clyde Co or anywhere in the industry, and I think that's the beauty of what Bright Network have to offer really.
So there's still such a long way to go in the industry. I think there's been amazing changes, definitely over the past 5 years we've seen a lot of them, but I think that students can definitely feel much more confident now than 5-10 years ago making their applications to law firm, whatever background they're from. But it does feel actually that this particular campaign, because the results were so tangible, because we were so focused, it does feel like a bit of a blueprint really for how the industry can continue to learn and move forward and make kind of really meaningful change for students in terms of how comfortable they feel applying and knowing that they can fulfil their potential whatever their background is.
Absolutely, because Clyde's is not the biggest law firm with the biggest budget, so if we're able to adapt a strategy that works for us, and there's no stopping other industries, there's no stopping students being able to have the confidence to apply to different roles. And I think it is a true result really that the reward is when you meet that candidate, you empower them, and then they come through the doors on their first day.
The Bright Network and Clyde Co partnership has seen some amazing results. The ISE award we just won was fantastic, but I think the real win for us as a partnership is seeing those members come from their first days on campus to really building confidence, upskilling themselves, and being ready to make a really strong application to Clyde Co and ultimately joining the firm.
Absolutely, I couldn't agree more. It's seeing candidates that with these perceived barriers that are out there come in, flourish, break down those barriers and ultimately succeed, going from zero to hero, because this is our future talent and these are our future leaders.